Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Bridgette Kelly, who's the Interiors Director for the Campaign for Wool. How you doing, Bridgette?
I'm doing very well, Kemp. It's a lovely day here in New York, so yes, feeling good.
Got you in New York. Most people know that you're normally in the United Kingdom, and for many years, you've been the communications manager for British Wool, and you're somewhat of a lone executive, I guess, for this Campaign for Wool. And the reason you're in New York, you're having a big event, I think, on Thursday. Tell us a little bit about that, if you would.
Yeah, we're here to launch the Campaign for Wool into the American market. We're hosting a very large event in New York, which we felt was an appropriate place to start, being a center for architects and designers. We've taken over Bryant Park for the day, which is in Midtown Manhattan. Bryant Park is situated just behind the public library. It's got a huge lawn. We're bringing in a flock of 30 sheep to graze for the day. And we are creating an outdoor living room on the famous Fountain Terrace with both tufted and Axminster carpet. There is a very large bed, which is made with wool as part of that installation, and various furnishings with wool upholstery. We've turned the water off in the fountain, and we're going to have that replaced by an art installation all made of wool. And all the park chairs and benches are being covered with wool slips and wool caps so that we can create a very woolly environment for the day. There's lots of events throughout the day to sort of bring that to life, so it's not just a visual thing but an interactive project as well.
Okay, so I guess the objective or the mission in doing this is just to raise the awareness of the benefit of using wool, right?
It is. It's really on a number of levels, really. We wanted to make a very high-impact start to the campaign to show how committed we are to making things happen in this market. And it's also really to get over the fact that this is a natural, sustainable fiber, so hence we've got the origin of the story, the sheep, and we've got the finished products as well, the carpet and the cloth and the beds. And it's to inform and educate so that people can choose wool and understand the benefits and attributes that wool has.
Okay. Now, most of my audience is tuned into the flooring business, but this is not just a flooring campaign. This is for apparel and for upholstery fabric. Carpet's just part of it, right?
Carpets is part of it, but it's a big part of it because for the strong wool industry, that's British wool and New Zealand wool, obviously a lot of our wool goes into carpets and rugs. So it's a very important part of the market, very valuable to the wool industry. But of course, the campaign, which was initiated by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales in 2010, focuses on all uses of wool. So that, as you rightly say, it's fashion and so the built environment, wool used in insulation, etc. And it's intended to just raise the profile across the board for all wool uses so that wool is sort of positioned as a lifestyle choice.
Most people know in this business that statistically wool carpet is really only 2% of the market. It's on the upper end of the market. But there's been a raised awareness, heightened awareness. Most of the wool carpet is used in the commercial market, but we know that at the summer meeting this year at CCA Global, they rolled out a whole new category of wool carpets. So I guess the expectation is we're going to start to see more wool carpets, right?
Yeah, that's what we want to see. Wool has, in this market particularly, resided very much at the high end. It is very well known within the commercial sector for its unique attributes, and obviously it's a very resilient fibre. It maintains good appearance over many years, and it's also very safe because in the commercial market that's a key importance. So they look for the safety attributes, which is it's very highly fire retardant. I think what we want to see, and I think most wool manufacturers would agree, that they want to see more use of it in the domestic market, so that and that particular consumer isn't perhaps so well informed about why wool is a good choice and why it's an investment purchase for the home. And so clearly, CCA Global have that as their sort of objective, and that is a key objective for the campaign as well.
And your goal on Thursday is to impact the people in New York, which is a fairly large group of people, but you're also probably hoping that some of the consumer media will pick up on this and perhaps get the message out about the benefit of wool carpet.
That is the goal, yes. At the campaign, one of the fundamental sort of pillars of it is that we would start by hosting a major event. We usually try and do one a year in each market that we're operating in. So it's really to give a PR buzz to it, and then, yes, educate at the same time. We will be giving out our postcards, which have 10 reasons to choose wool, to the consumer on the day. And we want the editors and the publications that are interested in this side of interiors to pick up on it and to support us.
Now, as you mentioned earlier, you've done this in other countries. This is the first one here in the United States to have an event like this, but you had a very successful event in the UK. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, the UK was the first market to launch the campaign. We have been doing events there since 2010. First year we took sheep into the centre of London and closed off Savile Row, which is the prestigious home of tailoring in the UK. It was very, very successful and the sheep behaved beautifully. And we're hoping for the same this Thursday. And then last year we held an event called Wool Modern, which focused firmly on the fashion side of things, and that exhibition has gone on tour around the world. And actually coming up in March next year, we will have a big interiors showcase in the UK to follow on from that, which we hope to bring as a concept to the US market in the coming years.
Now, I think part of this event on Thursday, you will have, I guess Prince Charles couldn't come and be there personally, but you have a video display to show the people at this event, right?
That's right, yeah. He sent a special message to the US market, which we will be sort of showing for the first time on the evening. He welcomed a number of the interiors manufacturers to Highgrove, his home, earlier this year, and had long discussions with them about this market and how we could interact, the importance of the American market, particularly to the trend side of things, in the way that people look to America for the first move almost, and they then follow on. So he always knew it was very, very important, and he does comment on that in this film.
Okay. And this event, now people want to go in New York, is in Bryant Park, and I believe it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning and runs till 6 p.m. Is that right?
It runs till 6 p.m. on the 27th this week.
Oh, great, Bridgette. Well, it's good to talk to you. Again, we've been talking to Bridgette Kelly, who's the Interiors Director for the Campaign for Wool, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.